Hey guys, how's it going? I'm DK Prime, and to those that have been watching my videos in the past, yes, I am back. Now, the last video I made was like 2 weeks ago, and the reason why I wasn't able to make any videos up until now was because my PC decided to fail on me, so I had to go and get it repaired, and that took like 2 weeks and money that I didn't have to get that repaired. But I've got it back, everything's working now, and so we're going to get back into making content for Fusion World. As I'm making this video, it's actually the day before the patch goes live. I'm not sure when I'm going to get this video out, possibly on the day of the patch, maybe the day after, we'll see. But yeah, what we're doing is a tier list. This is a post-ban, did I say alright? A post-ban tier list. Call it patch 2. Or let's call it set 2.5. And what we're looking at is, now that top Q's getting nerfed, what are going to be the reigning decks going through the rest of set 2 up until set 3 finally drops in August. Now, if you don't know what the patch notes are, I'm sure a lot of you do, but the patch notes were Kefla is limited to 1. That's the 4-cost SR Kefla that's mainly used in all the red decks. And Roshi and Ribrianne are both banned. Now, as far as the bans or this patch is concerned, personally, I think it might have been a bit too much. Maybe. Don't get me wrong. Listen, I hated Top Q. I hate Top Q. The deck was super annoying to play against. Everyone was playing it. It was like, it's no point playing anything else because of the existence of Top Q. So don't get me wrong, warranted, cool, nerf it, but I think this was too much. Initially, or before I heard about the patch notes, I thought they would limit Kefla to 2. I thought they would limit it to 2. I thought they would ban Ribrianne, and I thought they would limit Roshi to 2. Only reason I say that is the Ribrianne ban is fine, because it only affects Top Q. No other red deck can use Ribrianne apart from Top Q. And it's not to the same effect. The other thing was, Roshi and Kefla weren't just using Top Q, every red deck was using these cards. And so it's like, by limiting or banning these cards, you've more or less weakened the other red decks in the format. Outside of one, which I think will still be strong regardless. But yeah, I think it might have been a bit too much. I don't know, maybe it's necessary to nerf it hard now, and then maybe later on bring it back up a little bit as new sets come out. Maybe. Let me know what you guys think. But regardless, let's get into this. I want to make this quick. We're going to start with the trash tier. Now, straight away, Cooler. Cooler didn't get any buffs from set 2's release. I think they got one new... No, I don't think it got a single new card, did they? I don't think so. And like, the cards such as the 3-drop Vegeta SR and the 4-drop Goku don't really help this deck too much. They're like generic cards, so you can put them in any yellow deck, but as far as Cooler is concerned, it doesn't really do anything for him, I don't think. Now, I don't know why I've got Top Q here twice. Top Q is the other one that I'm putting in trash tier for now. I think these nerfs will just hit hard. Right, it's turned from this aggro deck to, you could probably play like a mid-range deck now, but its speed, the speed of the Top Q deck is what made it so powerful with the leader ability once awakened. And I feel like with the nerfs that they've done, especially one Kefla, Jesus, you're not going to be able to put out that pressure like nearly as much as you would like to. If you're up against blue and they sickle your Kefla, yeah, it's done. GG. GG, there's no way you're winning that game. So, I'm putting them in trash tier for now. It's possible I can put them in C tier, but we'll keep them there for now. We'll see how it goes. I haven't tested what a Top Q deck will look like in 2.5, but once I've done that, I'll kind of revise this tier list and see if anything changes. But for now, those are the only 2 decks I'm putting in the trash tier. I'm not going to put these in any order within each tier. They're just going to be like random. So C tier. Let's see. I'm going to put Trunks, Zamasu, Dartaku. That add more to this, but for now, these 3, I'm putting in the C tier. I think that with Trunks and Zamasu, the reason why they were stronger before the patch dropped was purely because of Top Q. These decks were great into Top Q. Because Top Q was so strong, these decks were like some of the best counters for Top Q. But now that it's got nerfed, these decks, green is going to be like played much more now that red's been nerfed this hard, or Top Q specifically. And if green is becoming more popular, That's bad news for these two. These two do not do well into green at all. That's why I'm putting them in C tier. Starter Q, now when it comes to red, it's kind of like an assumption because of the nerfs. Like all the red decks were basically cosplaying top Q. It was literally just a different leader but with top Q cards. Maybe a couple of different extra cards, right? Like the 5 cost double strike, blue Goku and stuff, but most of the cards were just copying what the top Q deck was. And rightfully so, it was like, it had like the strongest cards in the format. So I don't really know where to place them. I'm kind of guessing when it comes to the red decks. But I just assume that I think Starter Q will probably be the worst of red. Outside of top Q. But the other red leaders, I think Starter Q will be the worst. Okay, B tier. B tier, B tier, B tier. So we're gonna go... Let's think about this. Vegeta. I'm gonna put Broly. Gohan. U7. U7. I'm not sure about U7. U7 is either low B, high B or low A. Let's leave him there for now. This is gonna be I can't speak. This is gonna be my B tier decks. Jesus. First of all, let's talk about the 2 green decks. Obviously, like I said, top Q's been nerfed. The 2 of the strong red cards are banned or limited, and so the rise of both Gohan and Broly will go up. If these cards didn't get that much support, I mean, Gohan got a few cards, but nothing crazy. You play the deck pretty much the same as you did in set 1, where you would go turn 3 Destructive Strength. Depending on if you started first or second, you might turn 4 either Vegeta or Selku, and then go into like your board clear where there's the androids or the secret rare Gohan, and then eventually your Broly. So I think, yeah, the popularity will go up. Now, when it comes to yellow, or when it comes to Vegeta, I think it'll do okay. Initially, when Vegeta released, I always thought that with the ability to untap 2 energy, plus the extra card it had at its disposal, Vegeta was like, I thought Vegeta was going to be one of the best, I think. But as time's gone on, obviously it hard loses to blue. Like, it hard loses to blue. Against green, it can do okay. At least against these 2. I'll talk a bit later about 17, but I think against 17 actually has a great chance of beating Vegeta. As far as green decks are concerned. It can do alright into Cell as well. So it won't be a bad deck, you could definitely win with it. Yeah, blues are auto loss. Reds might be as well. That's very possible. Because of how, especially U7. U7's ability to, in fact, let me put U7 here. U7's ability to like swarm the board, especially with some of the new cards that they got, will be a problem for Vegeta. I think this Vegeta deck struggles with wide boards a lot. But yeah, like I said, U7 is able to go wide. It gets the buff from your leader being awakened. And yeah, I think it's going to do fairly well once the patch goes live. Obviously, to hit to Roshi and Kefla isn't great for the deck, but I still think it can do fairly well. Now, A tier. Alright. Beerus, Ginyu, Cell, Vegeta, Frieza. Huh. Frieza. Damn, I'm not sure about Frieza. Let's put him here for now. Actually, no, you know what? No, we'll leave out Frieza. Okay, so, A tier. I think probably the best A tier here is Vegeta. And then maybe Cell. I think it looks something like this. Perhaps. Now, probably the most surprising thing in this list is Ginyu. Now, I don't have much experience with Ginyu, but I've watched some gameplay of people playing Ginyu, and I've tested it a little bit. Obviously, because I haven't had my PC for 2 weeks, I haven't had the chance to even play the game for the past 2 weeks. Which, by the way, Bandai, if you're watching this, you need to make a mobile version. I think this game will be great on mobile. So yeah, make that happen, please. At least I can keep up with the game when things like this happen. Now, yeah, Ginyu's the most surprising one here. I actually think it's going to be very strong. I think it was strong already, even when Top Q was around. But now that Top Q's got nerfed, I think Ginyu is going to do really well. I haven't done enough testing to know for sure, but it's like the new aggro. And the reason why it's so high is mainly because, I mean, as you can see, I've got 3 cards left that are going to go into my S tier. The one thing all of these have in common is that on defense, they're 20Ks. And if there's one thing that Ginyu is really good at, is destroying 20K leaders. Back in set 1, the strongest deck was Broly, Gohan as well. But Gohan struggled against wide boards, more so than Broly did. Because Broly was a base 25K, it meant that every card Ginyu put down, he had to dump cards from his hand just to be able to have enough power to hit Broly. So you're always trading card for card with Broly, and that's not great for a Ginyu deck. But now that the best decks, in fact, whilst we're here, I'm just going to do this now. Now that the best decks are all 20Ks, it puts Ginyu, what the hell? It puts Ginyu in a much better state in this set. And so yeah, I think it's going to do really well. Beerus, despite the nerfs to red, I think Beerus is still going to do very well. It'll probably lean more into the whole power reduction kind of gameplay. Like I said with the other red decks, before it was just cosplay and top Q. You're basically playing Beerus with most of the, if not all of the top Q cards. I guess you just swap Ribrianne for 5-cost Goku, and then you play Ramshi sometimes. But yeah, despite the Roshi nerfs and the Kefla, I think the Beerus deck is fine. Even in set 1, Beerus was very good. It did well into, well, it did okay into Broly. It wasn't great, but it did okay compared to the other red decks. So yeah, I think Beerus is still going to be strong. Maybe I'm wrong. Once we do some testing, we'll find out. Cell is going to be extremely strong now that Top Q's nerfed. The problem for Cell is it hardly loses to Yellow. Yellow will... In fact, it doesn't lose to Yellow, it loses to the 3-cost Vegeta. That is Cell's biggest problem. That 3-cost Vegeta is so good into Green in general. Because Green doesn't really have ways to remove cards effectively outside of KO. Now I know that Green got some cards that can like remove cards and add it to your energy, but I don't really like that mechanic. I don't know why anyone would want to give your opponent free energy, right? Because you can only do this on your attacking turn. So when it's their next turn, they have that extra energy going into it, which I just don't like. I think against any other deck, Cell's going to be great. The 8-drop Cell is an insane card. Being able to remove 2 cards and heal is actually insane. Just hope that you don't fight a yellow deck that's playing 3-drop Vegeta, because then it becomes very tough for you. But outside of that, I think Cell will be great in the set. Vegeta is going to be strong. I think now that Top Q's gotten nerfed, it's going to go into more of an aggro style. Vegeta's always been very flexible. It can go the defensive route like it has for most of set 2 so far, just to counter Top Q. But it's always been able to go into the aggro route. Vegeta was one of the better cards in set 1 to fight Broly. When Broly was really popular, there was a lot of people playing Vegeta. First of all, on Awaken, he can make himself a 35k, which is strong in itself. And you can chip away at your green decks really easily, or Broly decks, with how many aggro blue cards you can play. And now they have the Bulma card. I don't remember what the card text is specifically, but I think it gives Vegeta a Vegeta card more power and stuff like that. So yeah, I think Vegeta's going to do well. It doesn't have any glaring weaknesses that I can think of. It's just going to be a very solid, consistent deck. Now, our S tier. Here's the thing, when it comes to Frieza, I don't know if it should be an S or like the high A, but for now I'm going to put him S. Yellow's going to get much stronger this set, thanks to the patch. And I think Frieza decks are going to rise in popularity because of it. Yellow has great cards, and its ability to stall the game and just lock out people's boards is second to none. Now, the reason why I'm hesitant about where it should land is because when you really think about it, the difference between the Frieza deck and Vegeta deck will more or less play the same cards, but you can argue that Vegeta has more defensive power because it can untap energy, compared to Frieza's ability to just untap battle cards. So it's hard to say. In fact, you know what? No, I'm deciding to move him down here. I want to move him here. We'll have to see. I don't have much experience with yellow decks, but I think that Frieza's going to do really well in this patch. It's possible that I move him up to here. Let's see. Give it a couple weeks, see how things go. Maybe I'll adjust this list. But yeah, 100% I think the top two decks is 17 and Goku Black. Both of these decks heavily struggled because of top Q. Heavily. Now that top Q is more or less gone, these two decks are going to be insane. The amount of cards that Goku Black got in this set, like good cards, makes the deck so much more consistent than it was in set 1. It does well, it will do fine into red. It almost always beats yellow, especially because of you have Sinister Sickle, so you don't have to worry about 3-drop Vegeta or Bulmers or whatever. You can just get rid of them straight away. And even against green, which should be its worst matchup, if you get the God Hand, and given the new cards it got is much more capable of doing this, you can absolutely just out-turbo green. If you get your early Mai, we've got more Zamasu cards now, and we've got Gawasu that can search for our 6-drop Goku Black. Its consistency is going to prove it to be it'll probably be the best deck, maybe. I'm not too sure which one's better. But yeah, Goku Black is going to be insane. Absolutely insane, I think. And the androids, my favourite deck. Ever since set 1, I always loved playing the androids. Obviously, like other green decks, 17's main weakness is against yellow. The benefit that 17 has over any other green deck is the fact that it has the ability to go wide. Being able to play your 4-drop 17 and 18 into another card, right? Normally, I mean, I've done videos where the video I did before, I went into Trunks, which gives you another energy. So you have 2 cards in one turn that you can use to pressure a rest mode Vegeta, forcing your opponent to burn cards from their hand to protect it. I think is great. If you're able to build a wide enough board, you can really punish an opponent or a yellow player trying to protect their Vegeta. And if they use, I forgot the name of the card, that extra card that untaps a card, if they use it to untap their Vegeta to protect it from your board, then you can drop like a 17 and 18 6-drop or a Broly or a Cell and now get rid of it straight away. So yeah, I think 17 is going to be very strong in this meta. I don't know what the most optimal deck will be. Yeah, I'm not sure what's optimal between Destructive Strength and Jiro's Lab. I do think it'll be either number 1 or number 2, personally. So yeah, this is the list. Let me know what you guys think. Do you agree with my list? What would you change? If there's anything I will change, maybe I'll move Frieza up to the bottom of S. I would possibly move up U7, possibly. Maybe even move up Vegeta, I'm not too sure. Like I said, once the patch goes live, we can test it. We will see. So yeah, that's my tier list. So yeah, that's my tier list. Let me know what you guys think. What you would change. Maybe I've got it perfect, and you think that what I've got here is exactly how you would do it. Maybe Frieza moves up. Maybe Vegeta or yellow Vegeta or blue Vegeta. Either of them could move up. Things could move around. We'll see. Give it a couple weeks. See how things go. But yeah, that's the list. I hope you guys enjoyed this tier list. I'm going to try and be more consistent with my uploads. It's very tough, but we'll see what we can do. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy. And I'm going to do the next video is going to be some decks for specifically 17, Goku Black and Frieza that you can look to use when the patch goes live. So stay tuned for that. But otherwise, I hope you guys have a great day. And I'll see you in the next one. Take care, guys. Peace.